Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Lukemick here, as always, and also, as always, as of late, my tea is almost gone and it's kind of cold at this point. I spend so much time setting up the lights and the microphone and everything and finding like a makeshift table to put all the haul on that I just end up drinking all my tea before I even start the video, which is sad because I would love to rehydrate myself with tea while filming this. Anyway, what is this video?
Well,
I always say that in the beginning of my videos. I'm like, what is this? It's like, well, you should all know. It's a December haul video. All of the stuff that came in the mail, Blu-Rays and 4Ks through the month of December, is sitting right next to me. And I didn't think that I was going to have really enough stuff to show in this video, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do a December haul, but once I actually looked at my table full of all the stuff that came in, I take a very long time to put things on my shelf because it's just a lot of organizing whenever new things come in. But I realized that I had quite a bit of stuff in the month of December, so let's get started because we have actually a pretty big pile of things to go through here and things that I think are really cool and exciting. And I'm going to start with what is probably the biggest item of them all. I just want to get it out of the way, and that is the Shocktober Volume 1 set by Arrow Video, their last enormous release. I took the J card off for the sake of this video because it was floppy and kind of annoying, but I still have the J card to slip on here. This is an incredibly enormous, comprehensive set that I am really impressed with, and I'm actually going to open it up and show you all just a little bit of what's inside this amazing box. So in case you don't know, and I actually did not know really much about Shaw Bros at all before this set was announced, they are the largest film studio in Hong Kong, and all of the films in here are, I don't think they go back to the 60s for this set, they might, but it's mostly 70s and maybe some 80s kung fu martial arts movies, some of the big ones that the studio put out in that sort of era of these types of films. And I'm just so impressed with the amount of films in this set. The sheer quantity of content in this thing is absolutely amazing. I've only watched one film from it so far. Nancy and I watched The Five Venoms, and that movie, I think it's a pretty popular one. I think there are fun facts, actually. Let me open up the booklet. This comes with the hard box, the case with all of the movies in it, and then this booklet. And the booklet also was really sweet. I love the way it's kind of hard to hold it up. It's a little floppy. But the artwork in here, the old posters, and just the amount of like quick, concise, and organized information on each film in here is just super amazing. It feels so comprehensive and such like a great entry point for the Shaw Bros catalog of films. I'm so impressed with this set. But we watched The Five Venoms, which that movie was dark. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think that the action was very breathtaking or memorable, but the way that the characters and story played out in that film was just way more messed up than I was expecting. I was actually kind of
disturbed
by some of the things that happened to the characters in that film. So that's the only one I've watched so far. I really liked it, and I'm obviously very curious to continue exploring the many amazing films I'm sure that are in this set as I try to carefully slide it back in here. There we go. Sticking to the same theme as 70s kung fu movies, Nancy got this for me for Christmas. It is the Cinematic Vengeance Collection by Eureka, and the director of these films' name is Joseph Kuo. I hope I say that correctly. I might be wrong, though. Kuo is how you spell his name. And I think these are actually more independently produced kung fu martial arts movies from the 70s, and we watched the first one in here, The Seven Grandmasters, and I don't know if I liked it more than The Five Venoms. I'm comparing them because they were kind of similar movies. I think that the action was actually shot better in this film, and I thought the fight choreography and the stunt work was, I don't know, just stood out to me more in the film The Seven Grandmasters than it did in The Five Venoms, but the story was definitely weaker. So my analysis of both films is that story and character-wise, The Five Venoms is stronger, but if you're looking for the action, I enjoyed The Seven Grandmasters for its action more. So, you know, it's kind of which do you prefer? But I'm sure that each film in both of these sets have a wide variety of types of movies for everyone in them. It's tea time.
So yummy.
These next two were two films that I ordered during Arrow Video's holiday sale, and I did have a pre-order item that hasn't shipped yet. It's a January release. But the first one here is Danganronner by Sabu, and I don't know much about this film, but this limited edition slip version of the film came out, I think, this fall. Sabu is a filmmaker. He's a director and he's also an actor, and I know him primarily from Ichi the Killer. He's one of the co-stars of that film. He's what is his character? I think he's like an ex-cop who's now with the Yakuza, and he has a son. He's the character who has a young son as one of the sort of side characters in the film. But you know, that film, Ichi the Killer, has so many directors acting in the movie, like Shinya Tsukamoto, and there might be others that I don't know about. But yeah, I mean, if this is anything stylistically like the work of Miike, then I'll probably enjoy it. It kind of looks to me like Run Lola Run, just because runner is in the name. It seems like a very like high octane, get away as fast as you can type of movie, like Good Time or something. So I'm interested in this one. And I also grabbed this is Region B only, yeah, so that's why I ordered from the UK site. A Tale of Two Sisters, which is a Korean film by Kim Ji-woon, and it's, I think, a really good psychological horror thriller mystery movie. It has a lot going on. I love the setting, the sort of cabin vibe that this film, I don't know, captures, is just the set decoration of the cabin, because it doesn't feel like a sort of normal cabin setting. It looks like a really old style, almost like European designed house. It's very interesting, the set design and costuming and just the whole look of this film. I just rewatched it for the first time I rewatched it, and I was showing it to Nancy for the first time, and we watched my Nova Media Blu-ray from South Korea. But this is the new UK release, Arrow Video Region B release, and it just comes with more special features. I'm sure more, I mean, all primarily English spoken special features. So I don't know, I really like this film, and I wanted more, you know, features to, you know, go with the film, and I really like this cover too. So I did double dip on A Tale of Two Sisters. I think it's a really good film, and yeah, it's kind of like a horror classic. It almost came out in the whole like J-horror boom, obviously on the South Korea side of things, but yeah, that's a good film. Okay, I think this one, I think this did come in December. I had pre-ordered this during the November Arrow Video sale era, and it is Mill of the Stone Women, or yeah, not woman, women. And this is, as far as I can tell, like a sort of Italian giallo horror movie, probably more horror. I actually don't know too much about this film, but it was a good price during the November Arrow sale. Like I said, I think I ordered this one through Amazon. It's a limited edition, and I really love all of like the Euro crime and giallo and Italian cinema that Arrow puts out. I kind of bought this, I buy so much stuff blindly. Anything that's like Italian, Euro, or Japanese from Arrow Video, I'm always going to grab. Mill of the Stone Women, I really can't say much about the film, but I'm sure that I will find some appeal in it in some form. This one I'm really excited for. This is another one, another Arrow Video that I think was released in December, maybe at the end of November. I had pre-ordered it during Arrow's November sale era, and it is called Sailor Suit and Machine Gun. Sorry, there's a lot of glare there from my box light. This slipcover, first of all, I haven't taken it out of like the plastic wrap yet, but it's kind of textured, which I like, and it obviously looks super cool. Like, I love this box design. And something that I did a lot in the year 2021, early in the year, I finally started playing the Yakuza games on PlayStation and tons of other consoles now, the Sega-produced games, and I've been loving them. I played through 1, 2, 3, and I'm on 4 right now, so my whole year of 2021 was very Yakuza-oriented, and this is a 1980s Yakuza film about a girl who gets involved with it somehow, like a schoolgirl, and she has like a machine gun. I don't know, I haven't seen much 80s Japanese cinema, so I'm really excited for this. It seems like it'd be a really fun era. There just hasn't been very many Blu-ray releases for like that era in cinema from Japan, the 80s, it seems. So I try to get them whenever I can, whenever there's a new one out, and this just looks like it'd be a lot of fun. Looks really up my alley. And yeah, another one from the November Arrow Video. This is a huge Arrow video. Like, I bought so much Arrow stuff for the end of the year. They just had so many hot releases. But this is the Snake Girl and the Silver-Haired Witch, and I just read the back of this a little bit before rolling, and this is actually more of like a a children's folk horror movie. Like, it was a movie that was geared more for kids, as a kids horror movie, like, I don't know, Scary Tales in the Dark or something. You know, they say it's actually a pretty scary, horrifying movie that would definitely scare kids, and it doesn't look like a kids movie by the new artwork commissioned by Arrow Video. It does look like it'd be, you know, an R-rated, I guess, adult horror movie, but I guess it's geared towards kids, which is really interesting. I didn't know that before buying it. Late 60s era Japanese studio horror movie. More Arrow Video here. We have Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. I really don't know much about this film. Is it a sequel? Because it's called Eric's Revenge, it makes me think that there was a previous film where Eric got fucked over or something, but I actually don't know. But I like the box design on this. I love this shade of blue, and this is just different. It doesn't look like the normal Arrow Video. This one looks a little bit different. I'll do this one. Like synopsis and then like list of special features all really close. This is just so different looking. I really don't know much about this film. It's a limited edition, clearly, so I bought it because it sounds like something I'd be interested in. It sounds like a sort of goofy cult comedy horror, like cult classic type, not like a cult film. You know, it's like a Phantom of the Opera adaptation, if you will, or telling. And it also, because it's in a mall, kind of gives me like Mallrats vibes. So I don't know, maybe my expectations are not geared in the right direction, but it does, it sounds like something I would definitely enjoy, I think. Next up here, we're finally done with, I think, all of the Arrow Video stuff. Misery. This is, I can't say that it's one of the best Stephen King adaptations because I don't read Stephen King. I mostly just see movies based on his books. But as far as movies go that are based on Stephen King books, I think this might be one of the very best ones. The Shining is definitely a clear, like, winner, unless there are other films out there that I don't realize are Stephen King. It's just Misery and The Shining are two films that I think are really great. And they both have very similar atmospheres and characters. They're both about writers. They're both very snowy, very claustrophobic. And this is just I love Misery. Nancy and I watched this on Christmas Eve night, and it was just such a nice way to end the night. And I love this film. I think it's a really, really tense thriller that has good characters. I love the town sheriff. Everything about Misery is really great. And this new Kino Lorber 4K kills. One of the best looking 4Ks I've ever seen. I was so happy with how fucking gorgeous this transfer was. So yeah, Misery, Kino Lorber. It was hanging around like $20 recently on Amazon, which is when I ordered it. And that's a good deal. It comes with a good amount of special features too. And I love the cover. I think that's a great poster they used for this release. So yeah. The last four are from Terracotta, I think. Yeah, I had a pre-order with Terracotta, and I added a few random things to the cart. I got this movie, Ruined. It's a limited edition, Third Window Films. I just trust Third Window a lot. I mean, they focus mostly on Japanese cult movies, bringing them, you know, to Blu-ray for the first time ever in most areas. And I just love Tadanobu Asano so much. So I bought this film because of him mostly, and because it was like a limited edition, and I just wanted to beef out my card a little bit since I was paying extra for shipping from the UK, you know. So yeah, I don't know much about that, but I bought it. This is really, really exciting. This is Obayashi's anti-war trilogy. It's 3 of his most recent films from the 2010s. Obayashi, of course, the director of Hausu, passed away in 2020. Hausu being one of my very favorite films, but I think like a lot of other people, I've hardly seen any of his other work because it's pretty, for a long time, it's been pretty hard to get your hands on, but this is a brand new way to get 3 of his most recent films. I just got Labyrinth of Cinema on Blu-ray, which is being released by, oh man, I don't remember what that film label is called, what that Blu-ray distributor is called, but his last film, Labyrinth of Cinema, is on Blu-ray, region-free, and like a limited edition steelbook right now. Look it up if you're interested in that and you like Obayashi. But also, really big news, I was listening to the Third Window podcast for the end of the year, and I'd never done that before, but I listened to the first like 20 minutes, and the guy who runs Third Window Films explained how he's been trying for a long time to get Obayashi's 80s films, to get the rights to release those, and how he was always, you know, not able to do that due to pricing issues and whatnot with the studio. But he has announced in that podcast, and now officially on Instagram, that by the end of the year, there should be another Obayashi collection of films from the 80s, which is fantastic. And I think, as I was saying, a big issue is most people have seen Hausu but haven't seen a lot of his other stuff because it's hard to acquire and see. Yeah, very excited to see more of his filmography come to the format. I cannot wait to check all those out. I haven't opened this yet because these movies are all like 3 hours long and I hear they're really excessive. So it's kind of like hard to jump into this, I think, but when I feel up to it, I'm very excited for it. Let's see. We also have another Third Window Films set that came out at the end of the year here. And I actually don't know this director, Toshiaki Toyoda. This is 2005 to 2021, just a big collection of this director's newer films. I listened to the Third Window podcast, the one I just mentioned, and they talked about this set a little bit and how they think that he's just an underrated and underappreciated filmmaker. And Asano is also in some of these films, I noticed. So, I mean, it just seems like more stuff that's up my alley. So I bought this limited edition set. Pretty sure it's still available, and I think the Obayashi one is as well. And the last one here is I did also order the Eureka edition of Hausu on Blu-ray. I've had the Criterion edition for years, and I obviously love that film so much, and I wanted more of the special features content because this has completely different supplemental features than the Criterion edition behind me has. More interviews, a 44-page booklet. I just wanted more Hausu information to soak into my bloodstream, you know. So yeah, Hausu, Eureka edition, The Masters of Cinema, number 184. And that's everything. Lots of Japanese films, and just films from Asia in general, in my December haul. Of course, with my Vinegar Syndrome stuff as well. I didn't show all that in this video because I already did a Vinegar Syndrome video, obviously. But yeah, that's everything. I'm glad I was able to share all that with you. I hope I was able to give you all some information and to kind of gear you towards grabbing some of these things before they're out of stock if they sound interesting to you. You know, I want these films to be appreciated, and yeah, I just love that. That's awesome. I should probably cut it here. Stay tuned for more videos. I might do an Ingmar Bergman video or I might do a Hong Sang-soo video. So I'll put a poll up probably. You guys can check that out. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do like it. That would help me out so much and just, you know, help more people see these videos, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed my commentary and would like to hear me talk about more things like this in the future. And that's about all I have for you right now. Thank you all so much for watching for always. I hope to see you again soon, and I will talk to you later.